Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tactical Perspective, and today we're going to be reviewing the Streamlight Sidewinder Tactical Flashlight. This flashlight we're reviewing today is the military version of Streamlight's LED flashlight. This little flashlight replaced the angle head flashlight that's been in issue for decades. Since before World War II. There's three different versions of it. There's a military version, an aviation version, and a tactical version, with small differences being in whether or not you get infrared or a green LED. But we're going to be reviewing the military version. This light has a 4-position pull and turn selector knob with a rubber dome activation switch in the middle of it. The LED pattern, turning it clockwise, is infrared, red, white, blue. Pretty easy to remember. To activate this, you press, and you can keep it depressed, and it will go through 4 different power levels. And it will cycle up and cycle down, and then you can just pick your desired power level. To activate the strobe, you double click it, and that will activate the strobe. And if you want to turn on the infrared strobe, you can activate that, and then look at that, the camera does pick that up. Then that way you can at least turn it to infrared, and you know you're running. But this is a really neat little light. It's got several different features. The head pivot's 185 degrees in both directions. Well, altogether it's 185 degrees. And there's a clip that will allow you to attach it to a helmet, or clip it to MOLLE, even clip it to the bill of a hat. But there is a helmet clip that you can get, and they're not expensive. They're not bad at all. They're about $20 to $25. The body is a high-impact nylon composite material, and it's water resistant up to 1 meter. It's O-ring sealed at both ends. Both the lens and the battery have O-ring gaskets. It's also, in the molding of the body, they indexed it with positive tabs, so that if you have to change batteries in the middle of the night, it goes dead, and you're having to change batteries, you can index that, and you know which is the positive end for that side of the battery compartment. And also, on their tail cap, one of the things I like is the fact that they added that little metal braided wire there to keep the tail cap from coming off and getting lost, or dropping it in the dark, and that way you don't have to go fumbling around looking for it. So that's really, in my opinion, pretty nifty. I always like to try and look for what the tactical aspects of a item is. And in this particular instance, what do the different LEDs serve as a purpose? And I'm mostly talking about the red, infrared, and the blue. The white one is primarily a flashlight. The red LED, most people know that it's a good color to look at maps or directions in the dark without giving away your position, because red, the dispersion level of red is pretty fast, and it doesn't get seen for very far. The blue now is one that it's one of the light spectrums that can be used to cut through fog and smoke. For example, if you're doing street-to-street urban combat and you're throwing lots of cover smoke out, by turning the light around backwards to where it's pointing back at your fellow troop, they'll be able to see that blue LED longer than they will your silhouette. In hunting and law enforcement, it's also a good color to use to track and look for blood traces, track animals, and things in that nature. It could also help in search and rescue also. Now the infrared would be used, I guess, you know, if you need help. You can have the infrared beacon going on if you know that there's a helicopter flying around looking for you if you're lost. But primarily it's used to help identify your friend from foe in nighttime combat. From what I understand, they use these infrared beacons, and not necessarily on this light. It could be used on this light if you turn it around to where it's pointing backwards, but on the IR mode, to help lower inadvertent destruction to battlefield assets. It could also be used to do different things like ID a drop zone, but mainly to distinguish friends from foe in nighttime fire situations. So anyway, that's my review on the Surefire Sidewinder tactical flashlight. And if I have any of this information wrong, or if there's anything you feel you can add, feel free to tell us all about it, and I'd sure appreciate it. Till then, take care and be safe.